flawless execution. We're on. As far as I can tell, we're on.
We're always on.
The Empire's flags are all around.
F105 playing in your ear right now.
It's easier to keep her head
That
down.
is Din working on his second album under the banner F105. He has many under Souls and whatnot, but F105 sophomore album. He's planning it. It's coming soon. What else is coming soon is a lot of stuff from us right now. We've got a Patreon exclusive video dropping tomorrow in episode 173 as well. Andrew's here with us. Andrew, how you doing?
Yo, I am doing all right. Excuse the mess behind me. I'm cleaning out my furnace room. I'm doing a little bit of a purge. But other than that, I am okie doke. I'm hunky dory. How are you guys doing? Happy belated birthday to both of you.
Well, thank you. Brock, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I go under the different name of Cool Guy 69 on all social medias. Just like F1 did does his different names. You know, same old, same old. James, how was your birthday?
It was great. Before I get into it, though, I want to say hi to Automated Joy, Rachel, Pauline, Charlie, Heidi, D. Raven, Spencer's here. So hi to everybody in the chat right now. Hope you have a good time. Hope you had a great weekend, and hope you're staying cool if it's hot like it is here over wherever you are. It's pretty gross out. I don't know if you guys stopped sweating in the last weekend.
Well, I have a pool, so it's hard to tell.
And I live in a basement, so it's hard to tell.
Okay. I hate both of you. I went outside yesterday and I said, well, I have to go change. It was I wore 7 different hats yesterday, I think, outside.
Ay caramba.
Yeah,
And you put your head into a rectangle balloon.
A what?
The pictures you guys took, you're like posing in a big
Right.
rectangle.
So it was both Brock and I, my birthday yesterday. So obviously with social distancing and quarantine and stuff, my sister was supposed to get married in July, and so they're supposed to have a bridal shower in April. So Erin's a bridesmaid, and she got stuff for the shower, and she just put some of it up yesterday. we're like photo booth. So yeah, that's what that was. But yeah, I had a good birthday. I saw my parents for the first time in a long time. My sister came up. The in-laws were here. Aaron was here. My sister-in-law was here as well. So Brock, yours was good?
Yeah, I got many Star Wars things. I got the Wookiee cookbook where you can make Yoda soda.
Oh my god.
Or those burritos. Some of them are just a little bit of a stretch where you're like, But I'm going to try to make these. This is from my roommate, Joe.
Wow.
But the piece de resistance from wonderful girlfriend Reham. I'm going to switch cameras because we have this power here.
Ooh, fancy.
Ready for it?
No,
Oh my
frame
God.
it better. Frame it better. Andrew, you can't talk because then we lose you. So don't talk for a bit, Andrew. Sorry to do it. Like, hold it up a little bit.
I'll talk again. Boom. Yay.
That is rad.
From her friend Sarah Junkes. I never know how to say her
So
last name.
that is
But-
you and your WGR.
Yeah, on Halloween, and Sarah was there as well, but she is a artist by trade, and she does wonderful stuff like this. I mean, well, she does even better stuff than this. This is just like her having fun. It's like Calvin and Hobbes sort of thing, but it's Reham and I in our Halloween costumes, and it's on a piece of wood.
It's on wood. Turn it around. Let me see the back.
I think I freaked out for a good 5 minutes. It's awesome though.
Yeah,
I
that thing
am
is
very,
fantastic.
very lucky. And I will switch back to the camera.
Well, I will return the gift that I got you.
It's you and me.
It's a picture of you and me, only we're Wicked and his son. and it's stick figures because I drew it. So it's just pencil.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot. I got a few.
That is so cool.
I got
that's
a few-
gotta go on your backdrop, man. That's beautiful.
I got a few Star Wars things, but none of them are that impressive. First, if you remember, like 5 months ago, my sister Stacy went to Galaxy's Edge. And I make pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I make pizzas. So she got me a Droid Depot apron.
Hmm.
But look, it's got hooks here, so I can have all my Star Wars. I can put my lightsaber right there. So that's that. I was wearing that all day yesterday while I made pizza. And this is the best. So my 10-year-old nephew Evan, my sister-in-law came in social distance, and she goes, Evan had to pick out your gift. He wouldn't let me. And I said, but what if he has it? He doesn't have it. So she forced my sister-in-law to get me the first order Jet Trooper Black Series. Then it's pretty good. And then he picked out the card as well.
Oh, sick. I love cards that make noise.
The best though, this is the part that I really wanted to show off. It says he wrote this, Evan. I guess there should be a comma. Hope you enjoy my present.
Okay.
That's what he wrote in it. It's I was like dying of laughter. It was hilarious. And yeah. Hope you enjoy my present. That's the mind of a 10-year-old. He's like, I'm coming over and I'm going to be playing with that when I get there. That's where his headspace is at.
That is really cool.
So Brock, did you have a pool party yesterday?
We sat by the pool, but only a few people went in.
You have to get a thermometer for that thing.
It's definitely warmer now. So
It's got to be around 8. Your roommate still thinks he's like it's like low 70s.
he has no body fat, so
No,
everything's
it's absolutely you're between 77 and like 81 right now.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
They cut down a bunch of trees in the backyard. It's definitely warmer than it was like a week prior, and it's like if you jump in, you're good. It's you know how you used to like walk in, you're like
And don't forget if it's super hot outside, it's gonna feel colder inside, right? So
yeah, of course.
all right.
While we're showing and telling, I got some quick things to show and tell. They're not Star Wars related, unfortunately. But as I was cleaning, I found something kind of neat. I don't think I've ever told you guys this, but when I was young, I used to collect a certain something
Spider-Man
cards. Sort of. I liked the Spider-Man cards, but the thing about them was they cost money. So I found a way to feed my habit of liking to collect things whilst spending exactly $0. I used to collect business cards, and I have about 12 of these completely full.
Why at all? Oh my god, it explains so many things about it.
It was literally like, you have to picture, this was like a 7-year-old me running around Square One, going into every shop, being like, Square One is a mall, and being like, "Can I please have your card?" Yeah, and a lot of these places don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
so it's just like a walk down memory lane. It's
How
really...
did you start collecting? I like where does your mind start at?
Remember Play It Again Sports?
Yeah,
remember that place?
It's still around.
No, really?
Yeah, there's like 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Wow. See, but yeah, little things like that. Grandin Toy. There you go. You can tell Aaron.
I'll tell Aaron. She'll be very
Proto
proud.
Grandin Toy. Yeah. It's just crazy walk down the old memory lane. Yeah.
That's wow. You know what? Like the amount of like in Square One's our mall in Peel region here near Toronto, and it's like a big mall. And there's always like in Mississauga, there's always like this, like, oh, remember when Square One used to look like this? And they show like these are the places that used to be there. You've literally done that as well, where you're just like, that's why I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. Like I don't know,
one of them
it's still weird. Also, how is there a book just for
business cards? I don't know, but I have like 12 of them, and they're all full. Look, Eaton's.
Oh my god.
And the Duffer and Game Room store, you used to go there in Square One, and you could buy like games and pool tables and stuff.
Yeah, you go in there and it was like all pool table stuff, and you're like, why am I excited?
Now it's across from Sherway Gardens. It's outside.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's still there, but it's outside. There's like a Dollarama, and then it's in its own building, like it's its own thing. Yeah.
Huh.
Do you have a microplay?
Oh jeez.
I did have a microplay. I don't know if it's in one of these ones,
oh
but
I'm still angry at microplay Me and my
Why?
friend went there to rent the game once, and it was they closed at 6, and it was 5:55, and they locked the doors and wouldn't. And I was like, "You sons of!" We just wanted to play like Street Fighter 2 Alpha, Mega, Omega, one of those games. They wouldn't do it, so that's why I only go to Blockbuster. I hope Blockbuster lasts forever.
They totally will, I promise. Like
Yeah.
I got I found my dad's microplay video game.
Oh my gosh, that's
Wow.
incredible!
his membership and everything.
And
It's
How many-
insane.
how many of these books do you have?
I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these that are full, and then also a binder, like a binder size one full of them that's also full.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man.
Why would you still have? Well, now like, it just sort of. That's the thing. That's how you keep. That's how history gets saved, because
Mhm.
people just like, I'm gonna put this here and throw it.
I have
Like
to
hide
sign
it.
Akbar.
Yeah.
I just noticed your shirt.
Oh, my shirt?
Yeah, did you make that?
No, it's a Uniqlo shirt. It's a Spider-Man on the back. I can't. Well, I guess.
But it says "Come at me, bro." Did you add the CK to it?
no. They put it at because it's Venom. Can you see that?
Oh, Venom. Okay.
You lucked out. You son. You lucked out with that one.
Oh yeah, I was like, I have.
How
to
do you
get
not? But that is freaking wild.
That. It's probably like the last thing I bought at Uniqlo, and then the world caught fire.
The world. Well, it's slowly. People, you guys are going to be in stage 2 this week, I think.
Yeah.
You know what that means? Nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Haircuts.
Oh yeah, I guess that's exciting for people that need haircuts. I get my wife to do it, and they complain when she does it.
Reham actually groomed my beard earlier
Wow.
this week. I'm like, so it's come to this.
Well, at least you don't have to stay 6 feet apart anymore.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
Mhm.
What are we going to talk about today, Andrew? What's on our agenda? Star Wars is
Well,
dead.
Star Wars is very dead because Disney and Kathleen Kennedy hate it, and they don't like Star Wars, and they hate us, so we should hate them too. But no, I found something kind of cool. I've been doing my walkthrough, my rewatch, my watch through. I don't know what to call it. I'm old. Leave me alone. I've been doing my rewatch of every Star Wars movie, and I just finished Jedi this morning. Return of, not the last. And I noticed something kind of cool in A New Hope, something that I never really paid attention to. But there's always the spark, the glimmer of hope that a lot of people hold out that we might see Obi-Wan confront Vader at some point in this Obi-Wan show. There's a huge camp of people who say no, that can't happen because XYZ, and a huge camp of people that say no, that could happen because XYZ. And I found something that could be a case for it maybe happening. There's one line of dialogue that obviously, if you look at A New Hope as this is just this one movie that came out in 1977, yes, you could look at the line of dialogue in a certain way. But now, looking at it, it's a weird way to phrase it. Because they're fighting in the Death Star. They're having their duel. All right? And Darth Vader says to Obi-Wan, "You should not have come back." Which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, yes, in the context of 1977, he means you shouldn't have come out of hiding and shown your face because now I'm going to kill you. But with everything that we have seen now, that line, it's weird. It's if it doesn't allude to something we haven't seen, then it makes very little sense for him to word it that way. So I'm starting to feel like there's a lot more wiggle room than we previously thought for them to add something to it, because keep in mind everything we know in new canon so far about the Death Star. Okay, we know it was, for all intents and purposes, a very secretive thing up until the events of Rogue One and A New Hope. Before Rogue One, if I remember right, not a lot of people knew that this thing was being built. They didn't know what it looked like, that it was just this thing. And then as soon as they come up on it in A New Hope and the Falcon is approaching, Obi-Wan's like, "That's no moon, that's a space station, turn the ship around," very quickly. So I started, running through these scenarios on my head. I'm like, has Obi-Wan seen this before? Does he know stuff that he wouldn't know just by lounging around on Tatooine, eating dirt in the Jundland Waste or whatever? So I'm really starting to get behind now the idea that there was a point where he went off world for a little bit, met up with Vader, and maybe even did so aboard the still under construction Death Star or somewhere thereabouts. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but this really feels, now that I've seen it again, this really feels like there is more wiggle room than I thought there was.
Brock?
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. I mean, how do you not put Vader in something if he's still alive? And even when he's not alive, they find a way. I don't think this is official. I think it was a theory that I came across. And it did it on Hollow News on the regular podcast. There's a theory that because one kind of plot hole in New Hope is that they think that the Jawas were killed by sand crawlers, Tusken Raiders. But then Obi-Wan's like, no, these shots are too precise. Then it was stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
But the joke is, after the fact, that stormtroopers are crap at shooting.
Yeah.
Right? But that's more of a fan thing. I mean, kind of. I guess now with Mandalorian, there is a canon pointing out that like stormtroopers don't have aim if their life depended on it. But they were saying because he's been on Tatooine and not in probably around the Empire, the stormtroopers he's used to are the clone troopers. So it's like they're precise and blah blah blah. And then the stormtroopers come in and they're just regular people. They're not created soldiers. So I'm like, that's not really widely held, but I'm like, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Though bringing that up makes it sound like Obi-Wan's been sitting in a desert. I think it's totally possible. I mean, even now, now we have more Maul backstory in like a lot of different things, but like seeing him return in Rebels and fighting Obi-Wan for one last duel, you're like, yeah, I accept that. And there's like almost no reason. It's just sort of like Maul's there, and then all of a sudden he comes back and it's like, okay, Ezra, we have to go and I have to fight this guy. And it's just a one-off episode, but it works. So it's like, if we can put Maul into it, why couldn't we put Vader into it? I don't know. It's, Jedi and Sith, they like to lie like a lot. They call it different things, but like they do lie a lot. Obi-Wan kind of lies a lot. So it's like one slight wording of things in New Hope. I'm sure someone's creative enough to figure it
out. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Vader being an Obi-Wan. I see that there is that wiggle room, but it's also, there's a mosquito flying around my head, by the way. It's really driving the thing that always concerned me when you start to do these little side stories and get into these things and how everything connects is that do you start to take away from the mystique of those kind of lines where they're ominous lines like you should not have come back. It's like, oh, because they have that past, and you don't need to know that he went back 7 times and fought Vader, and one time he weakened him and that's why he can't do a jump. I don't think everything needs to be super explained in these stories. I like seeing Vader. I love Vader. I kind of like the Vader Obi-Wan storyline being done. I don't need any more in there. What's the Obi-Wan show about? Is it all about Vader? Then okay, maybe, I guess. But if it's about something else, I just say leave Vader out of there because they have their moment. They have their moment at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and they have their moment at the end of A New Hope. And I think they play together very, very well. If the story takes you in that direction, sure, I guess. But I see no need for that to happen. For them to work that in there. Personally, but that I'll be happy with whatever we get, so whatever.
I mean, they shortened the season it was supposed to be 6 episodes and it went down
Yeah.
to 4. So it's
Well,
like,
that might be all up in the air now. We have no idea, right? But
oh,
yes,
that
but
might
you are
totally
right.
change.
Yes.
But like, if it stays at 4 and then you're gonna include Vader in there somehow, like the whole storyline is gonna be about him. And I agree with James. It's like it doesn't have to be about it because this is a series on Disney Plus, right? Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So it's like you can do whatever you want with it. Mandalorian is very, very cool and is an outlier in a sense. But like the people that really want to watch Obi-Wan, you don't have to make it. You don't have to like fan service. You can give them something really, really random, and they'll probably watch it and or be excited about it, or what, you know what I mean? Like you can never tell how people are going to react to things, but yeah, I think Obi-Wan is staying on Tatooine, and perhaps it's more about like maybe he has like PTSD after the Clone Wars or something along those lines, and he has to learn how to deal with isolation. Or perhaps there's more of a Jedi mysticism, which I think a lot of people want, and the whole series could just be focused on like this is how you become one with the Force. Because I don't feel like we really have an explanation. I'm sure there's tons in books, but you know what I mean? Like I can't really I don't think that question has really been answered.
Yeah, they hinted on the training of it in from a certain point of view, which leads me to think we might see some Qui-Gon action in this show.
Sure, why not?
Maybe even some Yoda action. I just hope, if they don't include Vader in the show, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. I just hope that after all of this time, if you're going to give us an Obi-Wan show, if you're going to give us an Obi-Wan story, don't just make it like, let's fight some Rhodian gangsters. Make it important. Make it an important part of his life. Why are we seeing this?
I think it has to be important for his life, but there has to be something bigger to it. Like the Mandalorian takes Baby Yoda. I think that's what they were saying. It was too similar to the Mandalorian. I'll bet you it was something Luke's life was in grave danger or something, Baby Luke. And he had to take Baby. I bet you that's what it was. And then when they looked at it, they said, people are going to say we're one note, right? Because it's Baby Luke, Baby Yoda. That's what I think. So I agree in that respect. It has to be important to him, but I think it has to be important to probably the Skywalker saga or another saga, like another aspect of it, but probably Skywalker because he's so tightly associated with it, and he's a character in the Skywalker saga. Let's be real. So I think there has to be a purpose for it. It can't just be like, look at Obi-Wan living on Tatooine. Look, this is the moment he changes his name to Ben. You're like, okay, well, great. He goes to City Hall and signs a paper.
Is Deborah Chow just directing it? She's not writing it, right?
I think she's working with the writer.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, but she's directing every episode.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of like if it's a show where you get flashbacks to his youth? Is it worth it? Do we need to know those things?
Flashbacks to his youth are tricky, especially because it's for now only 4 episodes. Like if we're only getting 4 episodes, let's spend some time with him now. Like his youth, we know he trained in the temple, he grew a rat tail, and he fought Darth Maul. Like we know his youth. I think it would be cool. A cool story they could take is like I've always liked the idea of we, the audience, we know what happened. We watch the movies, but the people in the galaxy don't really know. Like nobody knows that Padme secretly gave birth and then, she was buried to look pregnant. Like that's all just conspiracies and lies and things like that. So like, what if the show is about somebody somewhere is onto that lie? Somebody somewhere is like, Padme was, how there's all these conspiracy theorists in the real world who are like, if you look at the Elvis funeral and look at this frame here, you can tell there's something fishy. What if somebody did that at Padme's funeral and now Obi-Wan and Owen have to like jet off and make sure that person stays quiet and like, don't say anything because Palpatine and Vader are going to find out. Next thing you know, they know there's Skywalker kids around.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Lauren thinks that we'll find out that we'll learn that Obi-Wan will find out that Anakin is alive and what his new form is like. And that I can see happening.
100%, Lauren. If we don't get that scene, that's a missed opportunity.
I think, sorry, Brock, I know you have to say, but I think the one thing that's important with that certain point of view story is I think when you look at that, that's in the book that some you guys have read. I haven't read it. And the people that watch the show, probably 90% of them will not have read. So things that we know, I'm agreeing with you there, but they can use those to, and I thought this is what they were going to do with Rogue One and Solo. But you take that Qui-Gon, you hint at Qui-Gon on that, and you put it on a show like this that people are going to watch, and then you're like, look, this is how things operate. And you use these shows to start to educate the audience on the Star Wars world.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
I don't know. It's like, do we need an Obi-Wan show?
Yeah. You know why?
Are we excited because we need content, that's for sure, and it's money. But what are we excited about? Are we excited about the actual Obi-Wan story, or are we excited that Ewan McGregor is gonna do it? You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
right.
Are people like, Ewan McGregor's coming back? Oh, it's like, yeah, he's an actor and he still likes to act. Of course, he do stuff like this. Like,
and that's kind of how it was. It was like, it was a reverse engineered thing, right? They were like, okay, we can get Ewan McGregor. So now what story do we tell?
I think they had these scripts before they confirmed Ewan McGregor. But I know everybody was like, we don't want Solo, we want Obi-Wan, and they all cried. I want Solo. If for me, this Obi-Wan thing's I'm gonna love it probably regardless. But yeah, but I also look at these shows like the novels, right? Do we need an Obi-Wan novel? I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll read it for that one little piece of info. You're like, yeah.
He did shave his beard at one point.
You're like, Terminator 3 is an awful movie, but it's pretty cool at the end when Judgment Day comes. You're like, wow, for that 2 minutes of the end. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it again. I don't know. I think we said it over and over again. It's like, let's just do a new story, and we got that with Mandalorian to an extent. So
yeah, and I can't stress enough how good, I know this is not a show, but I can't stress enough how good of a new story Alphabet Squadron was. Frick, that book was great. And I just reread it again because the sequel just came out. And last night I just started the sequel. I got one chapter into it. But my God, that's how you tell a new Star Wars story with new characters. Alexander Freed.
I bought it. I have it on my phone, and I still haven't.
You got
with different things where I just stopped reading them.
If you like his writing, read Battlefront: Twilight Company.
Are there sparkly vampires in it, James? Because if not, I'm not interested.
Yeah, no, it's the same author though, and it's Battlefront. It's a fantastic, underrated book.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated book.
You got to keep it underrated. Hey.
Automated Joy ships Obi-Wan with just about anyone. They're talking about whether or not he will flirt with Aunt Beru. How dare you? Maybe he'll be best man at their wedding and they won't be married yet. Maybe this whole episode is just them leading up to that wedding.
Oh my God. It's like, sorry, go ahead.
They can't have Luke unless they're wed. Otherwise it'll look bad. Right? That's the plot.
Tatooine law. It's just like the last season. It's the final season of How I Met Your Mother. The whole thing is one wedding.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's How I Met Your Aunt. She goes, yeah. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be so negative about it. Like, with Corona happening, I think everything's coming to a grind, or has come to a grinding halt. So it's like, I'm not saying that we would have more content right now, but I feel like we would definitely have more info at this point about a lot of different things. I think it's like everything has to come to a halt. You know what I mean?
I don't want to know any more news about anything, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. So it's
Except Mandalorian season 2, I'll take news on if it's a trailer
yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
or
And
just
it'd be nice.
or
I
a
can't wait for the
picture
comics to start up too.
or a picture. Or what do you want to start up?
The comics, because they kind of stopped. So that's, that would have been a nice thing to be able to keep reading during this, but they stopped doing it.
Yeah, that's strange to me that they stopped it because it's. Well, I'm looking things up.
Oh, speaking of comics, really quickly, yesterday I was on the Marvel app,
Yeah.
and they had free stuff. I don't know if it was either by Black creators or about Black characters, and I got a whole epic collection of classic Black Panther stories for free.
Amazing.
Right.
Oh yeah, on iTunes, so probably Google as well. There's a whole lot of movies for free right now.
Yeah.
A whole lot
Nice.
of Fruitvale Station. Just Mercy is not on there. It's for the only country that can't get it. But Marshall's on there, Lincoln's on there. There's some good ones on there to watch for free. I don't think Black Panther was on there.
I rewatched that recently with Reham, and I'm like, oh, this movie's awesome. So I'm excited for the second one. I saw some like concept or like not concept fan posters for it, and I guess there's a lot of possibilities that they were like, maybe we put the Submariner Namor in there, and like it's that one dude. He played Gaston in the live action
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he looks like the way they did it in this him as Namor with like the vest that Namor wears later on. Like, I was like, "Ooh, that looks good," and then it also like kind of copies the same artistic look that the original Black Panther, like that Great Gatsby kind of like.
Yeah, that was a beautiful poster.
Yeah, so it's like, ooh, I cannot wait. Like, it is exciting to think about. I know this is a Star Wars podcast. It is exciting to think about what could happen in the next phase of Marvel, because they're just like, we're starting from scratch, and like Doctor Strange and like Quicksilver from the X-Men is gonna be in the Scarlet WandaVision. I'm like, whoa. So I'm psyched. Yeah, I love Disney Plus. So thank you. Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Disney Plus. One thing we have coming up actually on the channel, because if you guys don't know, we have that Marvel podcast, Infinity Rewatch, with myself and Ryan Joseph Whitehead, and we were planning an episode that we were going to record right before the world turned upside down, and we're going to try to record it maybe online or something because we want to get it out there. But basically, we have an episode where we are dream casting characters who have not yet appeared in the MCU. So the rule is, obviously, the characters can't have appeared in the MCU. We can only cast actors who are not yet in the MCU. And we have some, well, I haven't seen his list because we're keeping it secret till we record, but I have some fun ones. Namor the Submariner is on there. It's not Luke Evans, though. I have somebody else. But that's something. Keanu Reeves plays everybody. Keanu Reeves essentially everybody. But no, that's something to look forward to. I don't know when we're going to record it, but it is going to happen within, I would say, the coming months. Like within the summer, we'll probably record that. So keep your ear to the ground for that. And I think a new episode of regular Infinity Rewatch just went up as well. I think the Iron Man 3 one went up recently.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 one. And it ends with somebody narrating it.
Hey-o.
I haven't seen Iron Man 3 since the theater.
Yeah.
Theater. Does it hold up?
It does.
Or
it holds up
down. I don't know how you.
The way I describe it. The way I describe it in the podcast is it holds up in the way RoboCop 3 or Back to the Future 3 holds up, where you're like, this is really different from the first two, but I can dig it because it's still the same people in the same story.
When I rewatch like newer Marvel stuff and like Gwyneth Paltrow's in it, I'm like, why is she still in this? And I'm like, oh right, she was sort of a big deal in the third one. So I'm like, maybe I should rewatch that. I don't know.
They're talking about Star Wars Celebration in the chat, so they did send an email today.
Okay.
You can get your refunds or transfers to starting today for Star Wars Celebration. And if you transfer, you get a pin, I believe. I haven't seen it still. You get a pin, and if you don't transfer, you probably won't get to go in 2 years, but you might be able to. 2 years is just such a long time away. It's if like I was thinking 3 years since the last celebration. I think about everything that happened in the 2 years between Chicago and Orlando. It's just like, jeez, it's such a long time. But Andrew will be at Star Wars Celebration in 2021 too, and he will be the guy dressed up as Loki.
22.
That's right.
Is it 2022?
Yeah.
22.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Can
happening.
we have it in Toronto, Reed Pop? Can you just?
No, I don't think it's
Do
ever.
us
It's never leaving California.
Do us a solid, Reed Pop. Come on.
Never.
I don't know, man. Unless they do something Star Wars affiliated here, so like people are like, wouldn't it be cool if you did it here? Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I don't think they do Star Wars things in Canada. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not. We have Star Wars Day at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you only have until August 26th. Thanks, Dale. That we should mention that too. You have until August 26th. And if you don't do anything, I believe you just automatically get canceled. Yeah. But the good thing is, what we will do when Andrew goes there is if you bring your business card, Andrew will collect your business card, yes! And at the end we'll have a draw, and the winner will get his collection of business cards
for a substantial fee to be decided later.
You pay the podcast where you just call all the numbers and see if the businesses are sold.
Oh my gosh.
Brock, you're a genius. That is happening.
It should happen. That'd be amazing. Do you guys want to do a couple trivia questions before we call it a night?
Sure.
Brock's so enthusiastic. Wait.
You guys remember Apple Auto Glass?
Apple Auto Glass.
They still exist, right?
Yeah.
Or Speedy just sort of taking
Speedy,
over.
Yeah.
I don't know. The jingle doesn't exist. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and the It Store.
Now it's Spencer's Gifts is the same thing, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, similar.
Now we can't monetize. Thanks, Evan.
Ah, boy.
I hope you like my gift. Freaking millennials. All right, ready?
Ready.
All right. To what phrase did C-3PO reply, "How rude"? Ti chuda hat yud. E chuta. Lana paplu.
What?
It's just a bunch of letters, Brock. To what phrase did C-3PO reply, "How rude"? Ti chuta hat yud. E chuta. Lana paplu.
No.
To what phrase did C-3PO reply, "How rude"? A. Ti chuta hat yud. B. E chuta. C. Lana. D. Paplu.
I just watched that movie 2 days ago, so I know the answer is B.
Good Lord. Yeah, okay, sure. B. I was gonna go A, but I was like, whatever.
Danny says, "I have no idea. Probably B." Good call. D. Raven saying B. Dale Erman saying Echuta, which is B. B sounds more like a burp or fart. All right. No idea. Okay, yeah, it's B. Moving on. What was in Zone 12 moving east? What was in Zone 12 moving east? The Wampa, the probe droid, the AT-ATs, the AT-ATs, or D, Echo 3 and Echo 7?
I'm going to say the probe droid, because I don't think anybody knew there were Wampas around. Except Dash Rendar, he knows everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say probe droid too. I was like, maybe Echo, whatever it was, like maybe, but it's definitely something said in like that control room, right? Like it's
Yeah.
moving this way, but like they didn't know what it was when they sent Han out there, or I think they sent several people out there.
What was in Zone 12? Moving east. The Wampa probe, the probe droid, the AT-ATs at Echo 3 and Echo 7. You guys are Stillerman saying probe droid, Heidi saying probe droid, Danny saying Zone 12 are us.
Zone 12. Yeah, the
Pauline-
AT-ATs were on the North Ridge, so it wasn't them.
Pauline saying probe, Joy saying probe, Rez probe, Rachel missed the question. I think she's going to hear me say it again on the repeat.
Speaking of the probe, I was in Toys R Us the day before yesterday, and I saw the Black Series of it. I didn't realize it was so big compared to a human being. Like, it's like slightly taller than a human.
Yeah, that one looked nice. I was like, ooh.
Mm.
The answer? You guys locking in on probe droid?
Yeah.
The answer is probe droid.
Woo!
Who fixed the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon? Who fixed the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon? A. C-3PO, B. R2-D2, C. Chewbacca, D. Lando Calrissian.
Oh man.
Who?
Is this man?
I'll say it one more time. Who fixed the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon? C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, Lando Calrissian. Andrew, never begin a statement with "oh" about the probe.
What's that?
Never start a sentence "oh" about the probe.
That makes sense. Duly noted.
We have a lot of R2s. We have a C-3PO, and we have a Lando in the chat right now.
Well, if they would have taken the Falcon to Apple Auto Glass, they could have solved the problem themselves there. But
Apple Auto Glass.
Auto Glass. Ding.
Like, this is a question about Empire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's R2.
Is it R2 though? Isn't he technically with Luke through most of the Empire?
Yeah, but it doesn't work. The hyperdrive doesn't work till the very end when he's on the ship and he's running around fixing stuff.
Oh, yes, nerd alert!
Mm-hmm.
Dale says Chewbacca. Heidi says Chewbacca. Mr. Red says Chewbacca, and then Poe fudged it up again. The answer is R2-D2.
But isn't in Empire, this is the one where like Han's like, go to 3PO's like, go talk to the hyperdrive or something like that? Or does he say that to R2 at some point?
No, you're right. He says it to 3PO in Empire.
It's like the whole lore of like, oh, it was
now
the L2. Or...
Yeah, now we know it's her. And he's like, oh, your ship has a peculiar dialect. And it's like, now we know that the dialect is Phoebe Waller-Bridge's dialect. And she is from somewhere in the UK. So. What's the chat saying here?
Why is Andrew on this show?
Because I'm handsome. Pauline says she likes it. Rachel Alford says Auto Glass will fix the hyperdrive. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it this weekend. Wouldn't it be fantastic if they had something where like all of a sudden another Falcon shows up, but it's not the Falcon, it's just like, you know, just a regular cruiser. It's like, that's one thing they really, I mean, they don't really do it at all with any of the ships outside of like the, you know, here's a Star Destroyer, here's a Republican warship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or, whatever it's called. Like, wouldn't it be kind of cool? I don't think you could put it really in a movie, maybe a episode of a show, but definitely a comic book where it's just like, there's the Falcon, and it's like, that's not the Falcon, and it's like, whoa.
The
I don't know
Falcon.
how we work it in.
The Millennium Eagle.
somebody's got like, when you see like two houses on the same street that are just mirror image of each other, it's like the same thing. Like the cockpit's on the other side.
Yeah.
Some random person owns it named like San Holo.
There's got to be like definite like backstory, not in a like like one of the manuals that shows the cross sections of all the ships. It's like the Falcon was it's a Kessel whatever. Like it's not called the Millennium Falcon. Like
Right, yeah.
The Century Hawk.
Right.
That's
So it's
automated
like
joy.
so it's like so like no company makes one ship. They mass produce it, right? Like so it'd be kind of neat to figure that out. I don't know if that would ever happen.
But they look like the Lando ship from Solo.
Exactly, right? So
Right.
it wouldn't look exactly like it, especially now, right? Because we have that part. I still hope that if we do a movie where there's a huge time jump, they just find the Falcon rusting somewhere.
Oh, that'd be wicked.
Or not even rusting, it's just been left somewhere.
Yeah. Well, even Dash Rendar had, not to keep bringing him up, but he had the Outrider, which was the Millennium Falcon is a YT 1300, and the Outrider is something else, like a YT something else, like 1800 or something. So there's like, it's like the newer models. Like imagine there's like 5 people or something, like a squadron of people, and every one of them's got a slightly different Corellian cruiser there. I want that.
So cool. Or like it's just like it looks like the Falcon, but it's totally painted differently or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. The Falcon starts to change throughout because they're like, well, this is what time does to the ship.
Yeah.
I do. Oh man, that'd be sweet. But yeah, you wouldn't really put that in a movie. You'd be like,
All right, you guys get to wrap this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching and commenting. It's been a lot of fun talking with you on this Monday, doing a little bit of trivia. We'll be back. We've got episode 173 coming up, and then we got a Patreon exclusive early access video coming up. And then Brock, we're going to do episode 174 this week.
Sure.
Yeah, we will. We'll figure it out. We're going to get it to
I'm
you.
excited for that Patreon video.
You did it. You're the one that made
I
it.
did it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun this week coming back. The videos are going to be slowly coming out the way they used to go as the world kind of gets back into its groove. But anything else you want to say, Fantasia? Do you want to give a hint as to what that Patreon video is?
Yes. What's a good hint I can give without spoiling anything? It covers a lot of stuff in a relatively short amount of time. But if you like canon, you will like this video.
And Brock, anything you want to say?
If you like Nick Cannon, you're gonna like this new video I put out called Drumline.
Why-oh.
Beat it.
Nick Cannon's hilarious.
Somewhere out there, Mariah Carey's watching this and saying, finally, a show for me.
They're not married anymore, I don't think.
Oh, never mind.
Out there.
All right, guys. Thanks once again for watching and joining along. We'll let you guys know when the other shows will come up. But until then, we will see you later. And as always, may the force of others be with you.